Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris, and for today's video, what I have coming through is this pure joy and pleasure in savoring every moment that you have, to savoring every abundance that flows through you, to actually enjoying where you currently are and savoring the challenges and the stories that you are faced with, to move through and touch on, um, to touch towards the path, the journey, the destination that you've been wanting to play at, to play with. And the thing is, it's really understanding a little bit more of what you're here for, what you're here to do, what you're here to give, who you are here to be and embody. The thing that's coming to my mind right now is the various ways, the different ways that people are showing up in their life. And the difference in characters, and how some characters or some reactions just are uncomfortable to face and be close to. For some reason it's just uncomfortable. It triggers you and you're like, I don't want that. Like, you brace yourself. You have to brace yourself for this person to come near you and be around you, type of thing. And it's a bit of jarring, it makes you want to hold back, and you're like, what did I do to deserve this? But the thing is, it had nothing to do with you, right? It was just their natural reaction to whatever was coming up. And to a certain degree, yes, you are here to point things out when someone reacts a certain way or comes up and shows up in a certain way as well. There is a little something there, that you do need to point out, but at the same time, it's not pointing it out, but it's responding to it and getting creative and artful with it, and to know that their reaction, one, it may or may not be because of the way that you reacted, or it may be from a place, their reaction could be from a place of something that someone else had done previously and they were just reliving that in that moment. Um, so, whichever direction that you come in from, whichever direction that this other person comes in from, it's letting yourself just let it go. And it's not just letting it go, but it's okay, this is what happens. To take it in, to let it process, and to know it doesn't have to stay in your body. For it to process doesn't mean that you are letting something affect you and completely change you. It means to let go. To let something move through you means to let it go. It does alter you, it does change you, but it's not to so you can become someone that you're not. It changes you to be more of who you are. The more you keep pushing against that edge. And please, 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 everything that I'm talking about here, please use it with a discerning ear. Like, if it makes sense for you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And apply it in a way where you are still safe and and held in your body, in your being, in your expression. So please be very cautious of the message that I'm even saying, you and other people too. Just be very cautious of it and apply it in a way that it does make sense for you. Okay, um so yes, the I hope I can remember. I'm kind of losing track of my thoughts. Um okay, I'm gonna go. I'll keep going, and then hopefully it follows along. So it's um Dag nabbit. Okay. I wish I didn't forget. Okay, maybe I didn't. So yes, there's this little part where you, oh yes, changing your thoughts, changing your behavior, changing who you are. So this change, it's just because someone changes you or interrupts you, taking it in, it's not necessarily taking it in, but it's processing it, seeing where it lands in your body, what memory story that it's triggered, and how you can move through it. Now, all of these words, these questions, these points of references that I am talking on, these are things that you would ask yourself within. How do I move through this? How can I, what's the message here for me? What's the story here for me? What lesson is here for me? And the thing is, a lot of the times it could be the very same story that keeps replaying. But it's not that it's the same story. It's that there is a different reflection of it, of that very same story that is being put out. And it's looking at that, actually looking at it and playing with it and dancing with it. It's a dance. It's the dance of death. It's the dance of life. You are dancing on the grounds that calls on the endings of life. And the visual that I'm getting is of Shiva, a Hindu god, um, that sits on a mountain of skulls. It's this presence, this stillness that you bring to when everything is being destroyed. It's not Kali. Kali is different. The end of time, the end and beginning of time, where time becomes quiet and non existent. And it's much more chaotic. With Kali, you have to move through the emotions. There is no transcending the emotions. You are living through it. But with Shiva, the transcendence is the stillness that is experienced in that moment. In that moment of the ending, the moment of a trigger, the moment of a potential story that doesn't have to continue on. This is when you face what you need to face, knowing that you will be changed forever, that you will not be the same afterwards, that you will change. You will become someone, something new. You will be unrecognizable. It's this death that people try to save you from. It's this death that you even try to save yourself from. This is why and where you begin to play small. Because touching on this death is it's wild. It's so wild that it's unpredictable what you're going to feel and what you're going to see. And yet you are coming to a place where you meet this part of you that's unshakable in this space. And then there's the other part. So this is the Kali part, this is the feminine part, where it's the emotions, the rage, the despair, the anguish, and all of that gets to come to life. All of that wasn't felt in that moment gets to breathe. The stories, the limitations, the ego around the emotions and the perception, all of that comes to life. And both of these forces, both of these perspectives, both of these movements of being met in the crossroad, being met in transition, the only way forward has nothing to do with the mind, but has everything to do with the heart. It's from the heart that you are moving through this place. That's it. Point final. End of story. There is nothing else. There's nothing more to it. And I know we love the stories. We love the mores. We love to know what else, what's next. We love that. We are curious beings, even though we kind of like to deny it. We're curious beings as much as we want to make sure that we don't have to go through that discomfort. But you're always met in these places. You're always met with heart. You're always met with love. Always, 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 always. Even in the most darkest times, there is love there. There is purity there. There is support there. You will be taken care of in these places. You are taken care of in these places. I know that it doesn't seem like it, but you are. You're taken care of. You are nourished. You are loved. You are fulfilled. You are alive. A lot of the stories that you put together, a lot of the stories that you moved through, a lot of the stories that you've spoken about, some do see the light of day, some are witnessed by others, and a lot of them, they're left in the shadows. And the thing is, when you leave these stories in the shadows, it just means it's not done yet. Because when any of the stories from the shadows come to life, come to light, they have to be integrated. They will be integrated. And some of the things that end up being in the shadows, they're just not, it's not time to move through it yet. But it's setting the stage so you can continue to move through. Maybe the shadow did need to come through so you can move through a story that you've been actively working on. And just honestly get curious about life. Have the freedom and the playfulness to move through life, because it will show you a lot about who you are here to be, a lot about yourself. And I know it's scary to move through life not knowing about who you are. And what if someone's gonna use it against you? What if? Just what if? What if someone leaves you? What if someone abandons you? What if the stories just pile up and you're just seen as this monster? What if all of this happens? Just what if? And what I get from all of this what if is you're still welcome. It's simple as that. You're welcome to live. You're welcome to be alive. You're just welcome. I'm actually enjoying the silence. I feel like I can just hear everything a lot clearly, a lot more clear. And it's actually this very stillness and silence that you hear when you're in this place. When you're in this place of all the chaos and you're finding stillness. When you're in this place of anxiety, fear, torment, all of these emotions just want to wreak havoc. During that moment, when you have no choice but to be here, everything goes quiet. Everything goes quiet and your heart just screams at you. It's not an actual scream, but it's like You can't avoid it. And you just can hear your heart. You can hear it. It's almost like you can acknowledge the aliveness to your heart. You see how your heart beats, and you're like, this is not normal. This is uncomfortable. It is. It is highly uncomfortable to go in so deep into the body, to see your light, to see your aliveness. When you come back out of it, you're like, well, I guess I did still need to go down here. Guess I still did need to exist. I'm always gonna be here. I'm always gonna be alive. I'm always gonna be me. I'm always gonna be met. I'm always gonna be. I'm always gonna breathe. And for some reason, when you acknowledge your aliveness, you acknowledge the simplicity, the mundaneness, the thing that you know how to naturally do, and that it's effortless. Even though people keep taking advantage of you for this effortless thing that you do, you just breathe. Because you know at the end of the day that this is how you give. That there is a truth and aliveness to your expression, to your being, to you. The things that we do to make sure that someone holds themselves accountable and acknowledges the way that they've been showing up, how they've been quiet, how they've been distant, how they've indulged in a discomfort, when they've indulged in a curiosity, a something that hurts someone, and they knew that they had to do it in secret. All of this, it piles up. There will be a time where things go quiet and you have no choice but to face it. Eventually, facing it means speaking, and it means acknowledging that there is a world that both can happen, that both can live. And both aren't necessarily left in the dark, they both have light to it. It's just one is effortlessly lit up by others, and the other one, it's you that lights it up. And it can only be lit up by you. That's the thing. The parts of us that we keep in the shadows and we look for someone else to help us hold it, to give it some light, to give it some life, right? To let it live. It's our demons, and it's these demons that we run away from. And it's these demons that we want to be saved from, that we want support in. The thing is, these demons aren't going to take anyone else's help and support. It's going to come from you. You will have people around you that support you, that root you on, but they are not going to come down with you and light up this demon that's in you. They will help you, they will guide you, they will be there to listen, they will feed you, give you a home if need be, take care of you in any way. But the work, facing it, it's gonna be you. You're the one that's gonna have to bring in the light. Thing is, it's not, so this is just the human journey experience of it, but there's another little component to all of this, and that's touching on the metaphysical, spirits, angels, our ancestors, even spirit guides. There's these other forces that are here to support us, that provide us information, that takes us on a journey to get support. And the thing is, the support that you get, that direction, that guidance, that support that you get, it's going to be from humans. Maybe animals here and there, but mostly from humans. This is where you slow down, okay. This is where you are going to learn about how to grow, how to nourish yourself, how to support yourself. You will learn about this the more you keep leaning into you. Okay, where else does this want to go? it feels a little bit flat leaving it here, so just wanted to take it somewhere before I end off this video. Mm. Okay, so I'm just being guided back into the stillness. Honestly, tuning into your heart space, you are always going to be met by stillness. The stillness comes when you're like, okay, you know what? I surrender. I give up. Those might be the words that you use. It doesn't mean that you are giving up or any of that. But what you're giving up is you're giving up the rigidness. You're giving up the story. You're giving up the ego, the fear. You're giving up. You're just exhausted, so you're just giving up. And when you give up, you see yourself. You see what life has to give you. You see what life has given you. And you know who you have been. You know where you need to go and who you need to be. You know. Sorry. There's no more stories available for you to tell. You're left, all you're left with is you in the end. You just know. You let go of all the stories and you just know. And it's the stillness. Sometimes the stillness feels so plain, so mundane, so scary. It can feel vulnerable. It can feel raw. And the stillness, there's no emotion necessarily, because being rageful, who are you angry at, yourself for not going forward, for not letting in love, for not being you? But then you can't be, because, well, that means you blame yourself for whatever trauma, trigger, abuse that's happened. That's not it. This is when you begin to invite in compassion, compassion for the way that you've showed up in your life, in this world, in your world. And it's this compassion that becomes so mundane, just not big, it's not grand, it's not the next step or the next, no, it's, you see exactly where you are and you're like, oh, I guess I thought there was gonna be more, but there actually isn't. That's it. That's all that you're left with. This is one of the most important places that you go through your journey, your healing journey, that hero's journey. And you're gonna revisit this place over and over and over again. And every time you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember this. And then other times you're gonna try to practice and be like, why the heck is it so hard? I can't seem to ground myself. But it's important just as much as the bringing aliveness to you and feeling life move you, the impulses. This place, this little mundaneness, is what a lot of people like to call the touching on discipline. And it's when things just seem inactive, uninteresting, you're doing it again. But then at the same time, you know you'll do it again just because there's nothing else that you'd rather do. It actually truly brings you joy. Like, you put in the work, the effort to understand this depth, this study, this work, and you're like, I want to grow and build and evolve this. There will be more to it, and I want that more. I will have that more, and you live it. You just begin to live it. And then when you get into this little place, you take in another deep breath, right? And you realize, oh, wow, I can actually take in more now. I actually have the capacity for more. I had no idea that this was available, but it is. That's incredible. That's wild. There's more available for me. What? That's phenomenal. Let yourself live in this more. Let yourself get to know who you are here to be. And the thing is, you know who you are here to be. It's just a bit challenging to be around people that have so many different ideas, visuals, and it's just conflicting. Conflicting ideas, conflicting thoughts, conflicting patterns. And yet you're still here. You get to still be here. Even with the conflict, it's actually quite fascinating because you haven't experienced life from this perspective. From the knowledge, the knowing, the sensations, the arousals, to the body that you have. Like, you're experiencing life from this physical body, from in this timeline. That's new. Let yourself live life, to move through the fullness of life at each stage of your life, and live. The more you begin to let yourself to live, to not do it so perfectly because it's actually impossible. There is no such thing as a perfect way of doing it, just because one, you're human, and two, it's never done before. Uh, and the way you learn is free will, and with a mix of, here's our lessons that you go through, or here's books that you can learn from, here's other people that you can learn from. And you put all of this together. For the first time, you're learning how to put life together. You're actually saying, you know what, I'm gonna put down this sword and be okay with the fact that I'm a noob at everything, that I don't know much. This innocence, this childlike nature, this is what it is. It's the part of you that actually doesn't know, and acknowledging that. It's new. I feel like that's a little sweet spot to leave it at, leave this message at. I really hope that there is something here that you guys were able to take away from and really lean into yourselves that much more to replenish yourself, to feel replenished. And I really wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.